All right, well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day of mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up number 77 is on the screen. Let's get started, please. After that, as soon as you're done with the warm-up, get a Cornell note. You do need a Frayer model. We're moving on to a new concept today. And, yeah, so stay on point because today's going to go pretty fast, and it's packed with stuff. Also, if you have your colored pens, make sure you have those ready, please, because we're going to use different colors as we go along. All right, copy it. So, check with an AC what they got for the warm-up so I can call on someone so we can get started with this. It's going to go pretty fast. I'm just going to ask for answers and such. All right, number one. What'd you get for number one? William. Approximately 7.7, that is correct. Number two, our general rule should be g of x equals, g of x equals parentheses x minus 3 cubed minus 4. But what I'm interested is where are we going to end up? Where will our vertex, our new vertex, take us? Pass someone, William. It's our new vertex. Angel, our new vertex. 3, negative 4, that is correct. So if we start it at 0, 0, like so, our new transformation is going to take us to 3, negative 4. So somewhere over here, the whole thing's going to move down there. All right, hands if you got something like that. All right, number 3, x equals what and x equals what? Pass on one, Angel. $10. And negative 2. Remember, this could be done by factoring. Negative 20, negative 8, 10, negative 2. Oh, my bad. Negative 10, positive 2. Set them equal to 0 once you have your x minus 10, x plus 2, and then you get these. All right. Number 4, I need the voltage passing through the resistor or resistors. What is that voltage? Pass someone. Diego? 96 plus 48i is correct. Let's go. Let's go. Hands if you got that. All right. You guys are correct, or what do you guys think? All right, let's go to copy the agenda, please, and make sure you send me your warm-up. Warm-up number 77, the circle. We're moving on today, so that's going to be in our Frayer model. And home plate pages 165, 166. That's for tonight. And once again, you make sure you turn in last night's home plate, which were the 10 problems on Canvas. And once again, get a Cornell note. You do need a Frayer model. It's going to go pretty fast today, so stay with me. Okay? All right, here we go. Our objective for today, I can write and graph the standard form equation of a circle. I can write and graph the standard form equation of a circle. So like I said, we're moving on. You do need a Frayer model. So what's our concept for today? Circle. Now some of you are like, come on, Q, we've seen this since elementary. Yeah, good. We're going to need all that knowledge today. So y'all ready? Here it goes. Circle. Definition. A circle is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a given point called the center of the circle. Once again, definition for the circle is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a given point known as the center of the circle. So as you're copying the definition, make sure you underline or double underline the word equidistant. Equidistant. Now that's a self-explanatory term, equidistant. Tell your neighbor what that means, please. Yeah, equal distance, yes? So a circle is made when there are points, a bunch of points that are equally distant from one fixed point, which is known as the center. So look up to the screen. I'm going to animate this so you can see the circle being formed with a bunch of points. Look. Here it goes. There it is. And if you notice, it went all the way around. There's a bunch of points being laid out so that, like that, it becomes a circle. And they all are, what is the key word? Equidistant. From where? From what we call the center. Put the center in red, please. And the circle, once it's formed, it's called the circumference. Remember that from elementary, yeah? Some of you? You're like, yes, I did too. All right, good. What other terms do we know about circles? Tell your neighbor, what other terms do you know about circles? I heard radius. What else? What else? Radius and diameter, yes. Write those in there, please. The radius in blue, diameter in black. But today, I just want to focus on the definition of the circle, which is what? All the points, that means the green part of the circle, the circumference, is made of a bunch of points that are what? Equidistant from the what? From the center. Equidistant from the center. All right. So now that we know the definition, let's write a non-example. Non-example. Rodney, go. Thank you. All right. Another one, Brooklyn. Starla. And I'll add a star. There you go. I'm telling you, I'm like, art just comes out of my brain like it flows. So, what would be a good hashtag as to what a circle is? What is it? What was the key word? Yes, equidistant what? Equidistant what? Yes, points. Very good. Hashtag center. And so on and so forth. All right. So, now we're done with all the elementary stuff, middle school stuff, and algebra stuff, geometry stuff. Now we're moving on to functions. So let's write the general rule or the general standard form equation of the circle. Here it goes. Write this down, please. Standard form equation of a circle. Standard form equation of a circle reads, parentheses, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. All right. Now that should sound familiar, doesn't it? Doesn't it look familiar? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. Yeah. Remember the distance formula? Very similar, isn't it? All right. So underneath, I want you to write center in red. And on the other functions that we were working with, we were talking about moving the function using the vertex. And what was the vertex? H and K. Well, guess what? Now, for the center, that's our H and K instead of a vertex. And we find it in the parentheses, H and K. And of course, the R is our radius. All right? So we're going to practice writing our standard form equation of a circle, but given values now. They're going to give us numbers that we need to substitute in here, and we need to know how to write our standard form equation of a circle given those values. So with that said, copy this. Example 1. Write the equation of a circle with center -3, 2, and radius 4. And this is just practice to get familiar with the standard form equation. So what is our center? -3, 2, and what is the radius? 4. All right, here we go. First thing we do is write our standard form equation of a circle. X minus h squared plus parentheses y minus k squared equals r squared. So now that we have our form, we just need to substitute values. What goes where? Well, we know that our center, we have these two values. Which one is K? H, I'm sorry. Which one is H, everyone? -3 and K, 2. So let me write it underneath here. -3 and 2. What is our radius, everyone? Our radius is 4. I'm going to write it underneath here. And then just bring everything else down. Bring the parentheses. Pay attention to this part. X, bring the negative down, this negative right there. Parentheses squared. Parentheses y, bring the other negative, squared equals squared. All right? Once we do that, because we substituted values, we just rewrite it. Here we go. X, what is negative times the negative? +3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals to 16. And this is our standard form equation of the circle. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with this so far? 4 5s, 4 5s, okay. All right, so the process is you write your standard form equation, you label your center and your radius, substitute those values, and then rewrite it once it's simplified. All right? Let's see how you do with one by yourself. Here we go. Copy this one. Example 1 cube. Center 1 -4 and radius 2. Go. Hands if you got something like that. Yes? All right, I think we got it, right? From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with these? Just writing in standard form, given values? 5 4s, 5 4s. Okay, let's do another one. But I want you to write it on the screen. Don't copy this one on paper anymore. Write it on your screen. Example 1 super cube. Do that on the screen. Give me the equation of the circle with the center 8, 9, and the radius 10. So, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you just writing in standard form given those values? 5 5 4s, 5 4s, okay. All right. Look at this next one. Look up to the screen. Example 1 mega cube. Don't copy it. Look up. So we start off with x minus h squared plus y y minus k squared equals r squared. Yes? And then we substitute negative 3 here and 0 there. And of course the 6 over here. I'm going to bring everything else down. X minus y minus equals 6 squared. Okay? Negative times a negative is a positive, so this is x plus 3 squared equals, not equals, sorry, my bad, plus, check this out, 0. That means we don't need it, yes? So we end up with parentheses y squared or just y squared equals 36. All right, just keep that in mind in case you get some of these on the home plate tonight. Whenever there's a 0, you do keep the variable to the second power. All right, so I think we're good with these. Let's move on. Copy this one, example 2. Write the equation of the circle with center -4, -3, containing the point 25. Copy that, please, and then I'll go through the process. Can go pretty fast, but just copy it for right now. All right, so in shorthand, you wrote the center and then the points. Okay, writing utensils down, look up to the screen. Here it goes. Ready? Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. You're going to miss it. You'll copy right after. You have time. Here it goes. We always start with our standard form equation, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. All right, and then our center is h and k, so I would substitute -4, -3. So far so good, yes? And then wait a minute, we don't have a radius. But what do they give us? A point. What do we know about points? That it's got a what? An x and a y. So that means here on x I'm going to substitute 2. And for the y I'm going to substitute what? 5. So watch. I'm going to bring everything else down. Parentheses, the minus squared, parentheses, minus squared equals r squared. So far so good, yes? So, what is negative times a negative? Positive. So what is 2 plus 4? That's 6 squared. Negative times a negative is a positive. 5 plus 3, that's 8. R squared. Let me continue. What is 6 squared? 8 squared. 36 plus 64. 100. And we need to solve for the radius, right? What do? 10 equals r. So my radius is 10. Now can we write our standard form equation? Yes. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, which means I'm going to substitute for the radius the 10, for the h -4, for the k -3. I bring everything else down, which means x plus 4 squared, y plus 3 squared equals 100. Woo-wee. Copy that, please. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. Starting to build up really good. Give some time. Go. All right. So you already started. Let's see how you did. We start off with our form, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Our center, I label it h for -2, k for 5, so I substitute that right here, -2 and 5, okay. And then they don't give me a radius, so I'm going to label this one x for -2 and y for -1. -2 for x and -1 for y. All right, I bring everything else down, the parentheses, the minus, look up to the screen, this minus, don't forget it, bring it down, squared plus parentheses, this minus right here, bring it down, squared equals r squared. So negative times a negative becomes a positive, so I end up with negative 2 plus 2 is 0 squared. Negative 1 and negative 5, that's negative 6 squared equals r squared. So, do we need the 0? No. This is 36 equals r squared. And what's our last step, everyone? Square root, 6 equals r. Hands, have you got that? All right. And then all we need to do is substitute the radius and the center to our original. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So the 6 goes here. And again, h is negative 2 and k is 5. I bring everything else down. X minus squared y minus squared squared. So this becomes x plus 2 squared y minus 5 squared equals 36. Hands, have you got that? All right. So now that we did 2 of them, let's do one more just to make sure we solidize this, and you're going to be able to do this one completely by yourself, and then you're going to turn that in at the end. I'll send you the screen in a little bit. So here we go. Example 2, super cute. Center 2, 2, and containing the point negative 1, 6. Center 2, 2, containing the point negative 1, 6. All right, copy that. I'll give you some time. Go. So, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you so far with that example? From 1 to 5? All right, that's going to be part of the home plate. Writing a standard form equation, they're going to give you 2 types, where they give you the center and the radius, or with these, that they give you a point and a center. You have to find the radius first, and then from there, rewrite the equation, and then simplify to make it what we have here at the end, which is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 25. Okay? All right. I think we got this. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q? So far we're good. We're cruising down the beach with our California burrito in our hand, sipping on a horchata or something, feeling the breeze. And then all of a sudden the tires get on fire, and then everything else is on fire. You guys ready? All right, let's crank it up about 5 notches, yeah? Here we go. Example 3 reads, write the equation of the circle, then graph. Given x squared plus y squared minus 10x plus 6y plus 30 equals 0. All right? Copy that, set up a coordinate plane to the right of that from negative 10 to 10, and leave plenty of space for the equation so that we can do a lot of work. It's going to require some work there. Okay? Copy that. So, y'all ready? All right? So here we go. It says, write the equation of the circle, then, and what they're talking about in standard form, then graph the circle, given that equation. So, I'm going to go through the entire process, writing utensils down. Please stay focused and wait to copy till the end. If you're trying to copy and pay attention, you're probably going to miss a step. Okay, here it goes. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. So, first things first, I look at the equation given. There it is. All right. Let me zoom out. Okay, right there. All right. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a process that you guys are very familiar with. Focus, please. And that process, over there on the screen, is called completing the square. Ready? Here it goes. Now, for completing the square, first step is that it's in standard form. Look at it. Is it in standard form? Yes, from highest to lowest degree and equal to 0. What is our second step? Well, let me show it. The second step, we needed to divide by the leading coefficient. What is our leading coefficient, everyone? 1, which is an invisible 1. I end up with x squared plus y squared minus 10x plus 6y plus 30 equal to 0. Right now, you're just paying attention. Y'all ready? All right, here goes. Next step. Eliminate the constant. Do you guys see the constant? So what do I do to eliminate that? Minus 30 minus 30. So I end up with, on this side, negative 30. And on this side, I need to complete the square on the next step, which means I need to leave a space. However, now we have two different variables. Focus, please. I'm going to combine like variables. So I'm going to put in parentheses x squared minus 10x plus, and then y squared plus 6y, empty space. All right. So far, so good? Let's continue. Now I can complete the square. Look at the first binomial here. How do I complete this square? Plus what, everyone? Negative 10 over 2 squared. Is that correct? How about here? How do I complete this one? Plus what? 6 over 2 squared, yeah. And whatever I do to one side of the equation, I need to do to the other side of the equation. Don't copy yet. I'll give you time. Give me a second. Look up to the screen. So I end up here with x squared minus 10x plus 25. And on this parenthesis, I have y squared plus 6y plus 9. And all that equal to negative 30 plus 25 plus 9. Let me simplify this side. What is 9 plus 25? Minus 30? 4. Okay. So I end up with x squared minus 10x plus 25. Please don't take notes. Wait for me, please. I'm almost done. Almost done. Relax. So, at that point, what was the next step in completing the square? I need to factor each trinomial. I can use Power Rangers or the shortcut. So, look at this one. Tell your neighbor the factor for this one. X minus 5 squared. That is correct. Yes? Plus, tell your neighbor the factors for this one. Y plus 3 squared equals to 4. How do we get that? Like I said, you can do shortcut, square root of the first, square root of the last, sign of the middle. There it is. Same thing here. Same thing here. Sign of the middle, squared. And I'll stop right there and look what we came up with. Let's go. Copy this one, please. I'll give you some time. All right, so as you're copying that, I'm going to go through the process one more time. We need to make sure that the equation is in standard form from greatest to least and equal to 0. Second step, we follow the completing the square process. We divide by the leading coefficient completely, eliminate the constant, complete the square for each trinomial here, and whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. Rewrite our trinomials, simplify the right side, factor the trinomials, and we end up with this. And at this point, we're ready to graph, guys. We just need a center and a radius. By looking at this, does everybody see the values for h and k? What is h, everyone? H is 5. How about k? Negative 3. If you don't see it, let me write the general rule underneath. And the radius is not 4. What do we need to do to the 4 to get the radius? Square root, right? Because 4 is r squared. So square root of 4 is 2. All right, let me zoom out. So, to graph this, we start with the center. What's our center? 5, negative 3, 5, negative 3. There it is. And now we just need points that make the circle. According to the definition, what did we say? That the points need to be what? What's the key word? Equidistant from the center in all directions. How many distance? What's the distance? 2. So watch. Start at the center. 2 steps up, place a point. 2 steps to the left, place a point. 2 steps down, place a point. 2 steps to the right, place a point. And then make your circle. Let's go, let's go. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with these by completing the square? 3, 5s, 4s, 5 4s, a 2, okay, 5 4s. Yeah, we need extra practice, yes? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. So, as you're closing your devices, let me give you one more for practice. Copy this one, example 3 mega cube. 3x squared plus 3y squared plus 6x plus 12y plus 3 equal to 0. Do we still have time? Oh, yeah, 2 minutes, that's plenty of time. All right. Oh, yeah. All right, so help me out. What is our first step, Maddie? First step? So after standard form, yeah, we divide by the leading coefficient, which is 3. We're left with x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 4y plus 1 equal to 0. Next step. Samuel, what do I do? Yeah, minus 1, very good. We end up with x squared plus 2x, empty space, plus y squared plus 4y, empty space, equals to negative 1. We need to complete the square. Help me complete the square, please, William. Plus what? Squared. How about this one? So, 2 over 2 squared, 4 over 2 squared. So we end up with x squared plus 2x plus 1, y squared plus 4y plus 4. Good one, guys. Enjoy your home play. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Later. I'll stop right there.